On today's episode of Gardens Gone Wild, I'm going to share with you how to clean your camera lens. It is so muggy. On today's episode of Gardens Gone Wild, I'm going to share with you our lovely garden that has gone wild. And I will also do a little hide and seek so you can figure out which areas are tended to by me and which areas are tended to by my husband. But first, it's really muggy. And while we're waiting for the camera lens to adjust, we'll go ahead and let all these chickens and ducks out and tend to the morning chores. What's your deal, bud? You always need so much attention. What, you guys don't want to come out? The door's open. Now they got them all taken care of. Let's get this thing all wiped down. Hopefully it'll stay like that. The first area that we're going to go over is the land of the mullen, at least the overgrown mullen, and potatoes. The mullen is just here and we allow it to go free because it's awesome, it's epic. I mean, look at this thing. It is probably a solid at least 2 feet taller than I am. And this is fantastic for lung health, which is why we let it grow, because I have asthma. You can also harvest the little flowers on here. You put them in a jar with some oil and it makes a really great remedy for ear infections. The roots are also something different. I can't remember exactly what it is, but that's why we let them grow. And they are also known as nature's toilet paper because they are nice and fluffy and soft and just amazing. And the potatoes, I mean, it's July, so these things are pretty much wrapping up, and this is kind of how you can tell they're wrapping up. They're all starting to die back, and Robert has been harvesting them as he wishes, just to make them like fries and, you know, potato dishes and stuff like that. I don't eat potatoes, so that is definitely his thing, and that's why this is his area. This next area is tomatoes and peppers. We ended up planting just about all of the tomatoes that we had that had survived my neglect, and we had a big old thunderstorm last night, so I'm kind of surprised it's all crinkly like this. I think we didn't get as much rain as we thought we would, but these tomatoes are doing fantastic. They're starting to get kind of overtaken by weeds, or I should say the soil is getting overtaken by weeds, but these things are thriving and surviving just great. We have a ton of fruit. These ones are black cherry. Robert has been predominantly tending this area. I did a bit in the beginning, but for the most part, it is just his area. Okay, I'm not sure exactly which tomato this one is, but I have a good idea, and I was right. This right here, this is why I love this variety. It's a blonde, I don't know how to pronounce that, blonde contortion. That is one that my dad used to grow, and we always absolutely loved it because it is an insanely strong heirloom tomato, cherry tomato. If you allow it to, and if it doesn't get succumbed by diseases, which we haven't had happen, these things will just put off more of the most, they are right up there with the sweet millions or sweet 100s or sweet whatever those are. But it is an heirloom variety. It will breed true to type, and they are so good and so prolific. This whole row here, both of these two rows in this one bed are all cherry tomatoes. And you can see the difference between these ones and these ones. And just look at the flower set on them. Compare and contrast. That, my friends, is why you need to grow that variety. I'll try and remember to link it down below. I think we got it from Seed Savers Exchange. but I could be wrong. We've just got all kinds of deliciousness growing. The peppers, you know, they're doing okay. They are definitely more susceptible due to their height. They are more susceptible than the tomatoes to the weeds, but oh well. And I absolutely forgot to tell Robert about the tomatillos, the volunteer tomatillos that we're growing. And just as I suspected, he did recognize them and he did not chop them down. He said he got a couple of them and then he realized what they were, so he stopped chopping them down. But we're already starting to get some lanterns on them and they're just doing their thing. But everything is just amazing. I think this one, okay, all we planted over here, this is a volunteer. All we planted over here was, oh no, the devil bugs. These things are like evil. Not that thing, that thing's cute. But these things, harlequin bugs. We never had them. They're so beautiful. I'm pretty sure that's a harlequin bug. If it's not, I'll put it right here. But those things are evil. They will decimate a crop like overnight. So I think we need to figure out, oh, we got another stray cat up there. Let's trying to get a better view. That's Bacardi. He's not a stray, he's our cat. Each different row. The last row, I'm not sure what it is. This one's kind of a mixture of sauce and paste tomatoes. But Robert has been out here every one of his weekends, making sure everything stays weed whacked, trimming everything up, because we like to single stem our tomatoes. If you guys are interested in how we trellis our tomatoes, I did a video on that one recently. I'll link it for you guys at the end. But he has been out here. He has been single stemming these. He has been trimming these up. I did it like the first time. And after that, he's been taking care of it, which has been phenomenal because I've been so insanely busy with all the testing and making sure with making batches and making sure that I'm ready for testing, which also, by the way, testing is finally scheduled on my fermented foods for July 17th. So wish me luck. Keep me in your prayers and your thoughts, all of the things. I mean, it'll go fine, but you know, the process before and after that, hopefully it will be expedited. So this is our Comfrey patch that also has a bunch of ragweed. We've got some chicory. We've got lamb's ear. I'm sure there's some purslane in here somewhere. Oh, what the heck? That looks like an okra flower, but that's not okra. What is this? It is so beautiful. Actually, Robert was watching a video last night. I don't remember what it was, but it was something to do with the health benefits of comfrey. And he's like, do we have that growing in our garden? And I'm like, actually, yeah, as long as you didn't think it was a weed patch. You can kind of see why he might have thought this was a weed patch, but he did not cut it down, thankfully. And we just got lots of comfrey growing. Comfrey is fantastic for a lot of different things. It's got one of those like multi-purpose kind of topical sort of herbs. It's really great for skin conditions. It's really great for healing. Its nickname is bone knit. So if you have a broken bone, a sprained bone, anything like that, it's really good to make a poultice and put it on top of it. I mean, it's not like a miracle, you know, blah, blah, blah. I make no promises to heal anything. I make no medical claims whatsoever. But typically and historically, comfrey is used as a poultice to cover things. It helps. I'm pretty confident that it also helps to expedite the healing of bruises. It's just an all-purpose healing sort of thing. My understanding is you're not really supposed to take it internally. I never have, and unless it's proven otherwise, I would not recommend it to anybody to do. Our tarp garden is still tarped and has no intentions of changing that. Here's Bacardi, our tree dweller. And our apples, they got totally decimated by the cicadas this year. Which have also, like, were y'all in an area that the cicadas were like out of control? This year, it was supposed to be like some epic amount of like 4 different convergences of different years of cicadas. It was really almost nothing. Like, it was probably not even as loud as last year. And last year, to my knowledge, was just one. Like just the yearly ones. So, moving on to an area that is mine. Okay. I'm being stalked by cats. There's another one, Pepper, off in the distance somewhere. I don't know where she went, but she was definitely stalking me. this here is the Cabbage Patch. This here is also the Cabbage Patch. This is ragweed that is, there's a couple that are like eye height, but average is about shoulder height on me, and I'm like 5'7". I just simply haven't had time to come out here and weed it. If I asked Robert to, he absolutely would, but I refuse to ask Robert to do it because he's already doing so much in the garden, I feel bad. But I think he's just kind of designated this is my area, because I think the tomatoes, with his work schedule, is probably about all he's able to keep up with. You know, the tomatoes, he's doing tomatoes, potatoes, the sunchokes, which the sunchokes don't really require anything other than weed whacking around them. But the cabbages, look at these suckers, solid heads. Solid. So the last time that I showed you guys our Cabbage Patch, we had somebody who had suggested that the cabbage, the shade that the weeds provide could potentially help them to last longer in the season because it's offering more shade. And I'm gonna go on that theory. I'm gonna pretend that that was intentional, and we're just gonna let them do their thing inside this massive structure of ragweed. But they're actually doing fine. They're not growing as quickly, obviously, as the ones that are in full sun. I also got a lot more chicory over here. One of these days I'm gonna harvest the chicory roots. I just let them go. Some weeds I just intentionally let them go because why not? This area over here has finally begun to succumb to the weeds pressure, but they're still doing all right. See, I want to be very careful over in this area because, you know, snakes, but I'm doing fine. Some of these are definitely past the point of no return. And some of these areas have been, some of these, oh, pokeberries, bad. I gotta cut this down. Pokeberries is another one, or the poke plant, pokeberries, are another one that is very controversial because it can have a very, very concentrated poison to it. So it's not one that I've ever ventured into really digging into because it is probably one of the more controversial herbs that I've ever come across. As far as the potential, the risk reward benefit just doesn't seem worth it to me. So if you guys know anything about pokeberries, let me know. These were elderberries. My garden is where elderberries go to die. There's one other area that we're gonna go over. Why did I come over here? It's over there. Oh, right, elderberries. These are the other collections of elderberries. These were elderberries. This was an elderberry. That was an elderberry. Surprisingly enough, the blueberries are holding strong. I think these are blueberries. That's gone. Oh, no. Dang it! Every elderberry I've ever purchased, I've killed. But the one blueberry is holding strong. But I thought I had 2 blueberries. Maybe Robert planted one of them. He got his cherry trees in the ground that I bought for him. Why do I do this? All right, let's go check out the last area. Oh, this area is also a garden that we never planted, and we unfortunately untarped it when we thought we were going to plant in it. Another mullen. At some point, we'll just weed whack it down, cover it back up with the tarp, and then deal with it next year. We've kind of embraced the fact that this is the only garden that we're gonna have, garden space that we're gonna have. So, morning glories. Beautiful flower, horrific plant. So I do need to come through. Morning glories is, oh no! My Napa cabbage was doing so great the last time I looked. Oh, what happened to you? It was starting to head and everything. Oh, that makes me so mad. This is our very neglected Vigo garden bed area. Because, just because. But it has become the Comfrey, land of the Comfrey. Frickin' harlequin bug, man. Ugh. I think I need to come through here with some diatomaceous earth. I said that last time, but I never did it. But the cabbages, I mean, considering how much they're being brutalized, they're doing pretty all right. The Brussels sprouts, I think they might, okay, that probably got wiped out by the heat. This thing clearly got wiped out by aphids or something else that's eating it. We got 2 for 1 here. Harlequin bugs and cabbage mothworms. Okay. Seriously. Okay. Gardening. I love gardening. In the beginning of the season, in general, I lose my progress, and then it's very difficult to come back from it, especially in Missouri. It was really pretty easy in Washington to come back from this sort of garden overgrowth, but Missouri, man, Missouri is its own beast. And I can say that as somebody who's lived in both places. No, that's not a duck, that's my shoes. I did make, this year it was a conscious decision to not spend as much time in the garden, to not be as intentional with my gardening after the season had already begun, because all of my mental focus had to go into the fermentation business and creating all the samples and going through the processes and the testing and all of these things. I knew I couldn't keep up. That's why I stopped planting. Okay, maybe it was a 50-50 intentional versus like just neglect. It was, I'd say it's an even split. However, there were also situations beyond that dictated my decision.